What's good with it, YouTube? It's Coffee, tapping in with the news, man, and kicking it off. Killer Cam here. I don't know what this is about, man, but he's channeling his inner Tupac. As you see, he's got a couple like Tupac-inspired photos, and when it comes to Cam and mentioning Tupac, y'all remember off Come Home With Me, that the dad's Leave Me Alone, Let Me Just Live My Life. That joint went hard, man, with the ambitious is a rider. He said, my ambitions is a killer. That joint went hard, man. Every artist has a track like that too, in some way, a Tupac inspired track. You know, he left such an imprint on the game. But I'm not sure what the significance of these photos are. And you see something about GQ, and I don't know if they already did an article or they're about to, or these photo shoots are for the GQ article. But you see they're just saying Camron, how, you know, he did his thing in the sports media world, and all of us fans have been loving that. You know, to see Mace back around, him and Mace on good terms, and the podcast has been dope. But tap in, comment, let me know what you think about this, or you know what's really good, what's going on with the whole Tupac photo shoot. You know what this reminded me of? You guys remember back 2016 or 17 when T.I. dressed up like Pac, you know, that infamous photo. I think it was, I forget what magazine it was, but it was him next to Suge with that vest on, and everyone was just going in on tip, like, look, yo, you looking wild, SDB, you know, because he wore like some old Tupac fashion and fashions of that time, but he was rocking it like it was current times, all extra tight, and I don't know, it looked funny style. But that was when him, Snoop, a couple other dudes performed doing Pac's music in honor of him, because he was getting inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And with all this Tupac talk, I wanted to share this old clip from another fallen legend in the rap game.
People that in the know, like, that know a lot of street people in New York, you know what I mean? They knew that already, you know what I mean? And I had a connection with Pac that me and Pac didn't even know we were connected already. We had friends in common in Queens, you know what I mean? My man Majesty, his brother Stretch, rest in peace. They should be in a lot of Pac movies, who was always with Pac. And my man E Money Bags, rest in peace. Those were Pac's homeboys. Like, when he came to New York, these are the niggas that he would be with. Like, so when that incident happened, maybe like a few years later, I had caught up with my peoples. I ain't seen them in a while. We had caught up, and he was like, yo, you know Pac. They started telling me the whole story. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. And they started telling me the story about how, you know, Pac knew that it had nothing to do with Biggie. You know what I'm saying? And he was just trying to create controversy to sell records. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew how to create that controversy to make it bigger in the media and all of that type of shit. So, you know, just seeing it all come, you know, to surface now, you know, it's just like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, but I basically knew what that was about from the door, you know what I'm saying? Like, when that happened, I was like, okay, snitching on everybody now, huh?
Man, and R.I.P. Prodigy. Is so crazy to think the man choked on an egg. Comment, y'all, if you believe that or not. I want to know. I want to get a poll going if individuals believe that. You know, Prodigy used to touch on a lot of different topics and stuff like that a lot of people feel ruffled some feathers, and you know what I mean? There's a lot of conspiracies about his passing, but he was definitely the truth. And obviously, you know, everyone knows Pac had beef with a lot of East Coast artists, and Mobb Deep was one of them. Remember, F Mobb Deep, F Bad Boy, right? He said, don't one of y'all got sickle cell? On Hit 'Em Up, they got name dropped with everyone else. But you hear Prodigy was saying, you know, he knew Stretch, and I don't know, this in some other, what do you say, E Money Bags? Was it H Money Bags? I can't recall. You guys remember there was a dude from Rockefeller Records, and that had a name, I think E Money Bags was the street dude, and Rockefeller had an artist named H Money Bags, who ended up catching a long-ass prison bid. I think he got signed a deal or something and went and bought a bunch of work and got knocked, if legend has it correctly. But allegedly, reportedly, there was pressure put on Jay-Z and Rockefeller about the name of that artist had, as we've seen that a lot in hip-hop. You know, you got 50 Cent, who took his name from a street legend. Rick Ross took his name from Freeway Ricky, and the list goes on, you know. But it's so wild when you hear this interview, right, with the current stuff going on with Tupac. At first, it sounds like it could be something modern day with the case going on and Keefe D being in jail. But then you hear him say, but he told me, Tupac said, he knew it had nothing to do with Biggie. So obviously, if he was still alive, and he's talking about Biggie and all that, this is in reference, I believe, to the Quad City studio situation. And back 2016-17, there was a situation with the Quad City studio situation where someone, I believe, who was in prison or something like that, had talked out saying that Stretch set up Tupac for some work with Haitian Jack or something like that. I don't know. I don't believe that was true, but it was back being discussed in the trending topics and all that. Y'all remember that, man? It's so wild the way Tupac's name lives on forever and always will, you know. Hip-hop, eternal, and beyond hip-hop, man. So jump in the comments, share your thoughts about all this Tupac talk. Killer Cam, what's going on with that? When T.I. rocked that and got roasted, and at the induction, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, and you know, that whole situation back then when Prodigy was doing that interview. Or I don't even know that. Matter of fact, I don't think, because Prodigy was already deceased then. I forget what time period that interview was from, but nonetheless, you heard him saying that he knew it wasn't Biggie. He was just trying to amp things up. Nowadays, it would be called trolling. What do y'all think, man? Was Tupac a troll before trolling? You know, like, did 50 Cent take that part of his career, throwing jabs and shots at everyone to get the name buzzing more? Did he take that from Pac? Let's talk. Subscribe. I'm gone.